and start us off? We'll get this started for everybody.
Sure. Juwan, I know a lot is made of Virginia's style of defense. If you could put into kind of layperson's terms for me, what is unique about it and what makes it so tough to score against?
Oh man, I don't have the solution, but I will say this: that they play hard and they all bought into the system, developed the habits that coach has taught. For this year, I'm really been impressed with how connected they are on the defensive side of the ball, as well as the offensive side of the ball. I haven't had a chance to watch them a few times. I can see this is a team that plays hard, play together, have all aligned on doing their jobs and doing it the right way.
Are they trying? I know you're not going to tell me what you're trying to do against them, but are there things you see on tape that they're trying to force you to do? Whether it's always like take away baseline or contested long twos or something like that.
I would just say this: they definitely try to make sure that they do a good job of making you work hard for every bucket that you try to get.
Thanks.
Hey, Juwan, you mentioned at Big Ten Media Days in Minnesota how Virginia's all 5 of their starters are returners from last year and how that's a little rarer in this day and age. What kind of challenges does that pose to your team, which is a little younger?
Well, the key word that I mentioned earlier is connected. They are connected by the fact that they all know each other very well. Like you said earlier, they all 5 starters returning. They also know how each other's hearts beat because of the connection that they have. The trust is there. The trust is there on not just with players and player to player, but also coaching staff and players. That they're older, which is a big plus, especially when you have your point guard Clark, who has been, now is his 5th year, and he also has won a championship. He's played in big games. He understands how to lead a team. And then he also has some transfers that joined him that is bought into the system. So they do a very good job of playing well together, but they also well coached.
Coach, I wonder if you're satisfied with your rotations or if that's still a work in progress.
We're still evaluating, but we also are growing and getting better day by day and game by game.
Juwan, I wonder, what is the sort of the importance of a game like this when you have a pretty tough couple of non-conference games in a row, when you get one at home, a top 5 team? I mean, how much does that make you really want to sort of take care of business or make an early season statement, I guess you could say?
All games are very competitive, and you can look at it across college basketball. And I don't have to go into name the teams that have faced challenges, whether you're a Power 5 conference or a team that play that's not in a Power 5 conference. No matter what, everyone comes out and compete, and that's what I enjoy seeing, and also enjoy coaching in college basketball because of everyone lays it out on the line. They play hard from start to finish, and the purity of and the joy and the love of the game. So now we get an opportunity at home to play against a very good, well-coached team. I think our fans are going to be excited about it. I know our players are looking forward to competing.
And also one more before someone jumps in. I don't know, thoughts about the football game Saturday. Where were you? How'd you sort of celebrate it? And thoughts on the team and their success.
Very, very happy to, about how our team won it, on the road, and, a packed house, and the visitors, Lions Den, and to be able to go out there and prove that they're one of the best football teams out there, in the country. And like I said before, our coaching staff is elite level. They do an amazing job of preparation. they do a great job of having our guys to have the buy-in, and the buy-in, is mutual on both ends. You just see the joy, the passion, the purity of our team, and how they all are connected and they rally behind one another. How when one guy who, for example, Blake Corn, I'll just use that one example because there's many examples I can go into, but when Blake go down with his injury and you have another man who steps up and he steps up with a broken thumb, that goes to show you that these young men are definitely pouring it in and leading it all out in the field. And so if you're a college basketball fan, if you're a Michigan fan, you couldn't be more prouder than to see Coach Harbaugh, his staff and players to pull off an amazing game that they did. And so I'm so excited for the program.
Coach, your backcourt is shooting 16% from three. But you got a guy, Jet Howard, who's shooting 44%. And combined with his brother, they're shooting nearly 50% from three. I mean, does it make more sense for this team to be trying to get those guys, or particularly Jet, more looks from distance?
I would say this: our team is working extremely hard in practice, getting in a lot of off time, a lot of work in when they're awake, when they're here, when we don't have practice. And how I know that, because I can just see, I'm not there personally, but I can just, from afar, can just hear the ball bouncing, and also the music playing, because my office is connected to the gym. But I trust that our guys will do, the work that they need to do to go out there and as they've been doing, competing, giving it all out there on the floor and doing whatever they can to help their team win. As far as, am I worried or concerned? No, I'm not. I'm not at all.
Juwan, I don't know when necessarily what the post game, what the rest of the week will look like for talking to you. Are you guys leaving like Wednesday for London then? Is that correct?
I don't know my schedule myself. I take one day at a time.
All right. Well, either way, I guess, just if you wouldn't mind kind of speaking on that trip in general, not the game, but just the notion of going overseas for a college basketball game is pretty unique and fun.
Well, I've always tried to, and this university has done an amazing job of, helping, the program put our kids into situations and give them opportunities where they could, of course, have lifelong experiences. And I look at this opportunity just like this past summer, but playing in London, playing against Kentucky as a life experience that, they all will, look back on and say how cool it was and how, exciting to see the world. And then not only that, take, college basketball to a different country and hopefully, those fans that are in London will embrace, the Michigan basketball, team, as well as the Michigan basketball spirit. And I think it's going to be, great. Now you got two powerhouses, Kentucky and Michigan, playing in, abroad, overseas. And yes, it's something that's different because, you're talking about December, where, this is not like a summer tour, and this is in in the season. And yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit different travel situation. But, I'm sure, once they, and then the ball get the bouncing and the lights on, the popcorn popping, both teams will be excited for to compete out there on the floor in front of the London fans.
And then I know COVID caused some problems with the past few years. Would you be in favor of getting the home and home with them back on the schedule in the near future?
We for competitors only.
Nice.
Does anybody have
Juwan.
anything else? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. Hey, you talked about slower starts being a sign of growth early in the year. How imperative is a quicker start against a team like Virginia?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the first part? You kind of broke up.
You talked about slower starts to some of your games being a sign of growth early in the season, but how imperative would a quicker start be against Virginia?
What's a slower start? Please clarify.
You mentioned after being asked about your team playing closer against Jackson State early, that that was a slower start, but it was a sign of growth.
Well, I look back and, like coaches, we all are, very, we want everything to be perfect. And obviously we also realize too, that it's not going to always be perfect. You try to prepare your young men to go out there and, execute the plan. And at times, it works in your favor. At times, just you're going to hit some little patches, and but that's a part of growth. And I look back on that game, and we were up by 10 at halftime. So I can't, just say that it was a slow start. I just got to give credit to Jackson State that, they did some things out there on the floor on the offensive and defensive end. They came out there and competed. So overall, we'll be just fine. We'll just keep working. And, it's early in the season. I don't expect for us to win a championship now. I expect for us to continue to keep growing as the season goes.
Any final question for Coach? Okay, Coach, that's going to do it. We appreciate you taking the time. Have a great practice, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.